So, okay. When we are using adjectives, a lot of times we are comparing items, okay? We have 3 degrees of what we call comparison when we are comparing items and we're using adjectives to do so. Okay? Positive is the base form. This positive actually is not comparing, it's just merely describing. So, somebody give me an adjective, a word that we would use to describe something. COO would probably be an adverb.
Beautiful.
Awesome. Good. Awesome or beautiful. Either way. We'll use awesome. That's the first one I heard that. Okay. Okay. So that is just awesome. Okay. That's our positive form of that word. We're just describing, right? All right. What if I have 2 things and one is better than the other? How would I say that with this word?
More awesome.
This one is more awesome than this one.
I was thinking about it too. I was like, yeah, I was thinking.
All right. What if I have, so this one is when we are comparing 2 items. All right. And then if I am comparing 3 or more items, it would be, for this word, it would be, this is the most awesome of the items, 3 or more, okay? So, that is with awesome. Now, in actuality, more adjectives than not, when we're comparing 2 or 3 items or more, don't use more and most. The average adjective that is comparing would be ER and EST. Okay, now, we did this one correctly, okay? But if I were to say, let's use, Ugly. Great. Let's use the word ugly. Okay? This chair is ugly. All right? This chair is blank compared to that chair. Uglier. Change the Y to I, and add ER. Okay? Of all the desks in the room, we'll just pretend that one's different. That one is the ugliest of them all. Okay? So most of the time when we're comparing 2 or more, we're going to use ER on the end. We may have to change the Y to I. Sometimes we will do more in front of the word instead. By the way, you are not ever going to say more and then the ER together. That's what we call a double comparison. People do it all the time. It's wrong. Okay? The extra most bestest? No. It's just the best. You don't need the most and you don't need the EST either one. Okay? I know they do that on purpose to get your attention. Okay? But all right. Okay. Okay. And then if we have 3 or more, probably more often than not you're going to do EST. You could do most. Now, what about words like this?
Better. More
Bad
bad.
is so bad.
More bad. Worse grammar when it comes to something.
Worse. I told you.
Bad. Worse. I just better.
Well.
Gooder.
Better,
Better.
better, best.
Best.
I'm just thinking.
She's very disappointed in us right
I
now.
don't You just said good or yes, I'm disappointed in you. I'm just saying. Okay.
Better first.
Okay. Better, yes. Good, better, best. Bad, worst, worst. Okay. These are what we call irregular. which means they don't form their comparative and superlative by ER or more or EST or most. They do it in a weird way, okay? Unfortunately, in English, there are quite a few of those words, okay? They give you 3 prime examples on the next page, 2 of which I wrote for you on the board. Good, better, best, top of page 100, bad, worse, worst. Also, well, better, best, same idea, okay? Final tidbit of information before we do this work. Look at right above in summary on page 100, and this you may get a chuckle out of a few of these if you think about it. It says some adjectives cannot be compared. For example, the word dead means no longer alive. Now, I know you may have heard somebody say dead, or that's the deadest whatever. No. If you're dead, you're dead. There is no more dead than dead. Okay? How about the next one? Unique. If unique means one of a kind, you cannot be more one of a kind than one of a kind. You can't be more unique. It's unique. It's one of a kind.
Not even unique.
No, it's one of a kind. It's unique. Okay, here's another one. Perfect. What does perfect mean?
Like it can't be.
It can't be any better. It's flawless.
Perfect is
So how are you going to be more perfect? You're not. Okay? Eternal. What does eternal mean?
everlasting.
You can't be longer than forever. And finally, round. Now, this is one we use probably more, maybe more than any of these others, okay? What? Think about geometry. I know you may not have had it yet, but you've had a touch of it. What does the word round really mean?
Like circular.
360 degrees, perfectly circular, right? If it is truly round, it cannot be rounder than that. You may have an oval that's less round, but then it's not round, is it? It's oval. If it's round, it's round. If it's not, it's not. Okay? Make sense? All right, let's do a couple together. 5-5. Shh. The Ivy League was formed because of a desire for a blank football league. Big or biggest? Big. These are easy, guys. I think you'll find these pretty easy. Number 2, the reputation of Ivy League schools is blank than that of other colleges. More prestigious. You guys are going to do 3 through 10. Look over at 5-6. Okay? Positive, comparative, or superlative. Remember, positive is going to stay the same. If it's positive, you don't change it, you just copy it. Comparative is ER or more for most of these. Superlative is EST or most. Number 1, and blank invention than some of today's teaching equipment. Old comparative. Older. Number 2, the chalkboard or one of its counterparts exists in nearly every American school, even in the blank of all settings. Poor superlative. Poorest. And finally, teachers consider their chalkboards to be blank teaching devices. Essential, positive.
Essential.
Stays the same. We're not comparing, we're just describing. Okay? Work on, you need to finish both sets there. Work on it till the bell, please. I'll answer questions if you have them.